Hi, I'm Rowan Muellner-Wong. I'm an actor, director, and screenwriter in Canberra, Australia. And you can follow me on YouTube, Rowan Muellner-Wong, or on Instagram at Rowan8123. Definitely, like if you ever want to do a collaboration or anything like that, let me know, and I'll be happy to do it. I love working with new people. And again, thank you, Peter, for this opportunity. This was so great, like reaching out. And yeah, again, like collaborating and reaching out is what I love about art and this industry. Yes, it's philosophical. Whoa. um, I reckon art reflects life, definitely, because like again, it's the whole which came first, the chicken or the egg sort of
That's
thing. But
right. That's right.
I definitely think you have to have experience, and like it's art is almost translating experience, translating what you've seen in the world, through your eyes again. It's yeah, so definitely art reflects life.
Absolutely.
That's yeah.
Absolutely. Who would you like to work with most at this point in your career?
Like big celebrity sort of thing.
Yeah, big celebrities, or who would you like to shadow maybe as a film director? Uh,
Oh, definitely. Like, I just watched his series, but the director who worked with Childish Gambino, Hiro Murai.
okay.
Yeah, he's a really cool director. He does a lot of surreal comedies, and I've done like lots of research from uni work
Mhm,
on his work, and I love how like his style and
mhm.
how he shoots things and how like it feels real, but at the same time he makes absurd scenes and again like puts a message through reflecting society. Like his his big video, the music video he directed, which I just gave it, This Is America.
Yeah,
That was
phenomenal.
such
Yeah,
a
phenomenal.
real music video, and like that hit off. And again, it like and also Taika Waititi, of course,
Yeah.
sort of thing, because
Mm,
again, he almost feels like an unfiltered director sort of thing. He puts in he has a character to his film again. Like
yeah.
anytime you definitely know, like when you're watching the screen or that, like, yeah, this is a Taika Waititi film. You can feel his presence in it, sort of thing.
Mhm.
And that's what I kind of want to bring to my work. Like I want to bring like a signature feeling or signature look to my film, sort of thing, that's identifiable.
Like Spike
Sort of thing.
Lee.
Yeah, like Spike Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or Quentin Tarantino. You kind of always know when you're
Yeah,
watching. I
graphic
don't want
violence, yes.
to. Yeah, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
graphic violence, or
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
definitely. Like I hope, like again, like with more the more experience I get, the more I can develop my own signature to a work, how I can translate it to like a lot of my films. I
Yeah.
want it to be like identifiable, sort of thing.
Mhm. Well, we talked about not doing it for the fame, but what if, man? What if you do become famous? Do you think you're ready for
Ooh, like I'm always
that?
I'm like I do like the validation, but again, there's gonna be a point where it becomes toxic, sort of thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like you might become like a lot a lot of the time like egotistic or just like I feel like fame changes people so much,
It can, yeah.
and it yeah, it changes your life. Like you can't really live normally. And again, I feel sorry for the actor. Who played that it was like that really evil king. I can't remember. Joffrey in Game of Thrones,
Okay, okay.
and he quit acting because they can't like the audience couldn't separate the actor from the character, and they
Mm,
were like being abused, like yelling abusive language at him and all that. So there's that part of fame. Like he did a really good job at being evil, but yet it has affected his personal life, sort of thing. Like I don't want to like my work
yeah,
just like affecting my personal life negatively, sort of thing. Like
yeah, yeah.
I want to live my normal life. So there is that, like you get loads of people seeing your work, like with fame, a lot more people. But then the drawback is just like you get, yeah, again, like, it can affect your own personal life,
Yeah.
and it affect your mental health, and even, like, what I'm scared of is just if it would change me, sort of thing. When I was, like, 8 years old, I started, acting classes, and, I really enjoyed them, when I was younger, because yeah, again, um, my mum thought I was a very, um, outgoing sort of child, and, wanted to, like how parents just look for things for their children to go into, like hobbies and all that, and literally the first thing she did for me was put me into a drama class, and I instantly loved it. And yeah, like, I owe it all to, like, my teacher, shout out to Cynthia, um, but yeah, like, I owe a lot to her because she just made me fall in love with acting as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, and I've been, like, constantly learning and doing casual acting work, till this day, yeah, and now
Okay.
I'm 20, almost 22 now, so yeah, it's been a while for, like, my acting career, yeah.
Well, but also with the cameramans, you guys, like what you've been able to put together, like on Complicated Affair, ball busting, like the cinematography, man, and most specifically, like the lighting is just, I mean, it's like
Thank
it's
you, yeah.
professional grade, right? To me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, learning all those, from, like, university, and like, YouTube tutorials. I almost think YouTube has been almost better than, like, qualifications that you get, like, at, TAFE or uni or something, but, like, you can learn so much off YouTube nowadays. It's like you can just self-teach yourself, basically.
Yeah, isn't it though? Yeah, yeah, it's wonderful. Are you guys shooting with DLSRs or what are y'all shooting with?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
we shoot with, DSLRs still. Um Yeah, it's just like we can't get our hands on those expensive cameras, and
yeah.
uh, but like if it's like university related, we can go down and get like the big expensive cinema cameras from the UC. As long as you're doing like a film related project, they'll be like, okay, yeah, like
Mhm.
as long as you have like all the safety report documents and all that.
Mhm.
And Lordy, they ask for so much paperwork.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, would you say it makes a difference though? Do you think the camera makes a difference?
Uh, it's I reckon it's mainly like if you know your lighting and you have a good story and you know how to basic light, I reckon you can produce a really good quality film that way. Because with bullying as a crime, we only had what it was like a $600 camera, like a little Canon camera,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it kept overheating on us on that day because
Okay.
like it was um it was during the when Australia was literally on fire. So like be, beginning of 2020, end of 2019, we were filming it, and yeah, like it just kept overheating, so we just had to wait for it because we filmed in a garage, and yeah, like out in the concrete and like in concourse areas, and we're just all hot, and then the camera just kept overheating, so we
Mhm.
just wait and wait and wait, and then the longer we waited, the longer we were like getting burnt. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell me how did that story kind of how did it evolve? How did it come about?
uh Literally, I just woke up in the middle of the night, like literally 3 a.m. with the idea. It was one of those ideas, and I
Mhm.
just quickly had to like, shit, I gotta write this down. Like I gotta like vomit this out of my brain, like
Yeah, yeah.
vomit work,
Mhm.
and just write at like 3 a.m. Otherwise, if I went back to sleep, I was like, yeah, I'll write down later. No, I would have forgotten it. So
Yeah.
I just went straight to the computer and started typing. But yeah, it was just like I just love those ones where you're just on the spur moment and you just gotta get it down on the page.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm one of those people, like, you can't force me to write something. I just have to, like, eventually it will come to me, or yeah, just, like, through my experiences, I'll just get influenced and then suddenly think, "Hey, this is a good story to tell, I reckon." Like,
Yeah.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
this will be a good story to tell.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So did the end product match what you envisioned and like what you started off with?
Um, yeah, I was hmm. Yeah, I would have to say, yeah, like, it was reasonable. Like I wanted longer, but like a lot of
Okay.
festival, a lot of festival restrictions and all that. And there was a point where it was just like, no, I gotta cut this out because this is getting too long, and like we have
Mhm.
to film longer. And yeah, things were becoming like I had more restrictions on me, and I again like I didn't want to put my actors, and they were working for free. All my actors were working for free.
Really? Okay.
Like I fed them though. Like that's the
Yeah.
minimum you should do is feed your actors.
What was it?
That's
Was
the
it
minimum you
pizza,
should do.
pizza and beer, or what was it?
Oh well, because it was so hot. Yeah, like we had like subways. We had like these giant
Okay.
subway platters,
Yeah, yeah.
and at one point, like when we were like filming on this big concourse school area, and
Mhm.
it ended up becoming like 40. It was the hottest day that day. It was like 43 degrees. I don't know in Fahrenheit, but yeah,
No, well,
it's
no,
40.
I'm in Istanbul is in Celsius. I know what 43 is.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like 43 degrees, and
Mhm.
I brought a whole esky full of ice
Yeah,
and
yeah.
watermelon and like
Mhm.
all these waters. And by the end of the day, it was literally an esky with like a bathtub with
Yeah.
all these watermelon peels floating in it, sort of thing. But yeah, that it was that high. But yeah, like, and all my actors were pink after that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is the thing that I'll say about that short. When you read the definition of movie making or filmmaking, it kind of involves telling a story with pictures, right? And you didn't have
Yeah.
dialogue, but I still thought it was a phenomenal piece.
Thank you. Yeah, because like honestly, like I thought bullying is like it happens globally. It
Yes.
happens to everyone around the world, and so why don't we just show it so like everyone in the world can see it? Like you don't have to know English. You just have to watch the story and understand it that way.
Mhm.
And then like there's more like you can have a bigger audience that way,
Absolutely.
sort of thing. And also I'm like a George Lucas of like dialogue. I write terrible dialogue. So I was like,
Okay.
you know
Okay.
what? Let's just show this.
Did
Yeah.
you did you attempt to write dialogue the first time, like your initial write down of everything?
Yeah, yeah, like yeah, first like actually yeah, my co-producer actually thought this would be good if we just let's just show it because again like we get the rule in university like what can we show, like how do you separate dialogue and what you show, so like how you're saying something but again doing something else. Yeah, and it's just like again like show don't tell. I reckon because nowadays with comedy, I feel, a lot of comedy now has gone down to, like, verbal jokes,
That's right.
and instead of, like, physicality, like,
Right.
back in the day, it's just all like Monty Python and all that, they were very physical based, but nowadays we have, like, thousands of sitcoms and it's all like, if you muted the sitcom, honestly, I don't think it would be that funny.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so,
Absolutely.
like, they've completely almost got rid of the visual hilarity sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah. When I was a teacher, um, I used to teach acting at, like, this after school program,
Okay.
and, yeah, I developed a whole program for the school that they use now, and it was focusing on, like, how like, on visual comedy. Basically, it's just how can we move our bodies, like, um, bodies doing unusual things, bodies in weird places, and bodies in
Mhm.
different sizes, like, how can we experiment? So, like, because if we, um, develop this skill like, young comedians, if we develop this skill early, they'll bring it on into later future, and then, like, physical comedy can branch off later and become many different things of what they create, so
Absolutely.
anyways, this yeah, like,
Absolutely.
shaping future generation of comedy sort of thing.
Mhm. Mhm. Is that your thing? Like, is comedy where you think you get the most bang for your buck?
Yeah, yeah, because I love comedy anyway, I love watching all types of comedy, but honestly, it's the hardest thing to do,
It is,
like,
yeah.
it's easier to write something dramatic than something that's funny because it can just lie flat sort of thing.
Mhm, mhm.
And yeah, but like I would compare horror and comedy, they're very similar things.
That's right.
But then yeah, drama is like holding the moment and having like dramatic pauses and just having real dialogue in
Mhm.
a way. But yeah, comedy, it's all about like timing, pace, um, and anyway, it's like you got to shape it to a specific audience because not everyone finds the same thing funny.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But so speaking of that, when you were casting for Bullying is a Crime, did you actually look at the profile of the actors that you chose? Because they actually fit the bill, like they fit the mold to me.
Yeah, yeah. Funny enough, it was also kind of a excuse to work with friends because they're all my friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all professional actors,
Oh, okay.
like because we all taught at the same school, Perform Australia here in Canberra, and I've known these people for quite a long time, and in a way, like, as well, like, as writing, like, I wanted to tell this story, I wanted an excuse to work with them,
Yeah.
sort of thing, because yeah, like, they're amazing people, and I'm definitely I would be definitely one of those directors who just keeps working with the same people like Tim Burton does with, like, Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
casts them
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, as well, it's just I just love working with them, so I'll find excuses and write stuff just to work with them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, honestly, like, that's why I love film, just working with people as well. 'Cause there are projects where I've worked with, yeah, some people who are just arrogant and stuck up, and I was like, "Even though you're really good at what you do,
Yeah.
I still don't wanna work with you anymore because you're just too annoying."
Well, do you see the maturity in your growth from any other project that you did prior to Bullying is a Crime?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Like,
Hmm.
we used to in high school all the time just, like, film, on our phones. We made, like, little short videos,
Mm-hmm.
and, oh my god, they were awful, sort of thing. Like we had this like, we didn't even think about it at the time. We didn't know, like, it had enough, like, oh, okay. So the title was Homeo and Bootiette. And we were just, like, trying to do, like, the street version of Homeo and Bootiette, and then
Mm.
our teacher's like, that title sounds a bit sketchy." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we didn't mean it that way. We didn't mean it that." And honestly, it looked like the worst, like, video ever because it was, like, filmed on an iPhone 4 camera or something.
Ooh, ooh.
And, and we even used, like, we didn't even know about licensing at the time, and we, like, used DMX's, "Where the Hood At."
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah,
Okay.
it was just honestly just so much fun. We just showed it to the class, that might have been actually, like, kind of what sparked my true interest in film, like, trying out film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you talked about the DMX track. Uh, your selection for music and everything, both Complicated Affair and Bullying is a Crime, is excellent. Like, how do you go about choosing the music for your piece?
Yeah, thank you. Well, literally, in a way, when I start editing process, it's all every time I always start with music because editing to sound is much easier than editing like sound to image. And it also like it gets me in a mood and like tension, like you find the flow of the music, it's easier. There's
Mm-hmm.
a rhythm. And like I searched ages, like in Bullying as a Crime, before like I wrote the script, but before any filming, any shots were planned or all of that, I just saw so much music first, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I reckon this could run through this scene and all that. But definitely, music for me is like where I start.
That's
But yeah,
interesting.
like
That's
yeah, and
interesting.
I
Yeah.
definitely get like licenses like now and
Mm-hmm.
um, but like and YouTube library. But, like, nowadays, I found, like, YouTube free library music, it's just so overused as well. So,
Okay.
just, like, I just take so much time into, like, looking through what can I see, like, is this actually usable? Like, would I get in trouble if I use it? Maybe I can try invest in a license to this, but, for me, like, yeah, again, like, music really helps my editing process.
Yeah. I mean, because like Quentin Tarantino, man, he's a big music guy, right? Like, and I think
Yeah.
his soundtracks match so well with what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
but yeah, like again with like bullying as a crime, I wanted like because I had like I write so many themes in my book. Like I have a theme book as well. Like
Okay.
has all these bubble clouds and all that. And then I just and then I literally just say, like from the words, okay, am I feeling this from this music? Am I feeling this word? Sort of thing. Like again, I wanted the 70s vibe
Yeah, yeah.
for bullying as a crime. So again, like I just put in there's all these tags and you just filter through and just like, okay, yeah, this works, this works. Okay, I like this certain section of the music.
Mm,
And yeah, like you gotta feel and like play the film in your head while like listening to the track, and it just yeah, it kind of rolls in your head
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for people who haven't done it, is filmmaking hard? Do you think it's hard?
Mm, I feel like as long as you have a story that you want to tell, everything should just flow. Like, um, again, you can just pick up your camera and just like film the story of like your friend doing like jumping across the train station or something. Like there's some stakes there. Don't actually do that. That's really
Yeah,
dangerous and
yeah.
stupid. But yeah, but yeah, like it's just honestly, it's just if you want to tell a story and you have a camera, just let it take you, sort of thing. Just everything will flow out. But yeah, just like if you want to like start perfecting it, yeah, like definitely like learn some skills like what you could do. But um, filmmaking, you can yeah, it can be learned by anyone
Okay.
as long as you have like yeah your phone, your camera, something. Filmmaking can be learned by anyone. I want to be in front of the camera. I want to be behind the camera. I want to make yeah like definitely a feature film. It just oh that's a long while away. Like
Hmm.
I don't feel yeah, definitely I would not feel ready to make a feature film right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I just want to keep developing myself and yeah, I do want to like yeah, have a film that hits the box office and can be shown all around the world. And I yeah, I also like I'm a director who wants to be in my own film as well. Like I try to track myself in my own film.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, like I want to write things as well. But it's gonna be like, yeah, my stories, my creative itch, and like I just want to
Mm,
scratch my creative itch. And yeah, I also like as well, like is a bit off topic, but um, I don't ever like ever want to do this for like fame or get like attention or that,
mhm,
because uh, what my teacher told me was like you should do your yeah again like your passion because you love it you have to do it not because you want to gain like popularity or gain like celebrity status and have all these people following you. If you just do what you love, there that would follow. Like you get the audience you want to see, but just as long as you do it as what you love, not just for the attention, but yeah, what you love.
well, that seems to be the mantra for most creatives, and I get that a lot. But do you think there's any harm in someone who's just pursuing it for the fame?
Yeah, because I feel like in a way your projects will then fall flat and it's empty and it doesn't have that much meaning. Because if you're just doing it because like hey like I want to get people's attention or that,
Hmm.
I feel like then it affects like how you write, how you direct and all that because it becomes empty. There's no meaning behind it. There's no passion behind it. It feels like yeah again like a shell
Okay.
basically, and you haven't filled it properly. Um, and it's just it makes you kind of like a yeah like a shallow sort of person. Just you're not ground enough in your own work. But it like if you want to do it for fame, yeah, sure, like yeah, have a YouTube channel or anything like that. Just do what you want. But I don't know. From my point of view, like definitely just do it and don't care. Like oh, like refresh the views. Like oh, let's see how many views I got
Right.
here,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
or like how many followers you have. No,
Mm,
no, like I would just do it just to put myself out there anyway.
yeah. Absolutely.
Just if anyone wants to watch it, they can watch it, sort of
Hmm.
thing. Like I don't mind about like yeah, I don't constantly go through views and subscribers and obsess about that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
what's the next big thing that like people are attracted to, like and like clickbait and all that. I just no, I just want to do what I want to do, and if people like it or not, yeah, that's their game.
I got you. Well, you know, you're able to write, you're able to act, you're able to direct. Of the three, which do you think you enjoy the most?
Ooh, damn, that's a hard question. Okay. um, well, definitely. Oh God, I would love to act,
Mhm.
but direct at the same time, like an actor director.
Yeah.
But definitely, like I reckon it's acting because that was the first thing I fell in love with. Just again, because I was a small person. Like I am a small person. I'm not that tall for my like I've got a type of dwarfism. It's called hypochondroplasia. So
Okay.
it's kind of like you're like a tall dwarf sort of thing. You're like a mild sort of dwarf. You're not typical like
Yeah, just under
Peter.
5 feet
Yeah,
or so. Yeah.
yeah, not
Yeah.
like Peter Dinklage or all that. But yeah, like um again, it was like I reckon when I was younger, it was just provided me escape from just that small stature. But I was like, but it also made me grow as a person, accepting it. Like I love who I am, makes me unique. Like
Hmm.
and it's yeah, that's just me. And now, in a way, I don't mind if people like take jabs at me. I'll take jabs at them too,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
verbal jabs.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like acting has learned like has made me learn to accept myself, just love it, and as well as I can escape into being different people. Like I loved being cast as the bad guy
Okay.
all the
Okay.
time. I always
Yeah.
used to like love being the evil, like the evil doctor. Or um, there was one where I was uh I was a really um bitchy like woman in a restaurant who was treating everyone badly, and
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
just like where else would I would be able to do this sort of thing? Like
That's
yeah,
right.
and
That's right.
yeah, and again, yeah, just acting. I love it because yeah, you can be anyone, and the sense of like after a stage production or after a film is wrapped, that feeling of like you're exhausted, but you feel so happy of what you've done. You feel accomplished. You feel satisfied with what you've done, and you're just happy. And yeah, I love that feeling afterwards. Like you're exhausted, but again, you're just so happy with like the experience that you've just gone through, and all the people you've met, and all the collaboration and hard work, and then you know that like when on stage, like you feel the feedback from the audience,
Hmm.
and it just feels great.
Yeah.
Honestly, that feeling is so addictive.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, what do you think are the elements of a good film, and then what are the elements of a great film?
Definitely like nowadays, don't be afraid of trying something new, like originality and all that. Um, because nowadays in the film industry, like there's so many copies of copies, and
Yeah,
like
very cookie cutter.
redoing an original film. Like, why do you need to touch it? It's already been done. Like
Hmm.
again, like I know, like not pointing fingers, but Disney. But yeah, like just like I reckon it's just a cheap money grab nowadays that
Yeah, yeah.
what the film industry is doing, just because like they know in the past it was successful. So like, if we just give it like a bit more of a modern vibe, make it look better than what they had with like technology wise, uh, it's guaranteed it will do well on the box office, like with money and all that. And I don't know, it's kind of toxic for the industry just having that. So definitely like have original ideas. Don't be afraid of doing something wrong, because I was actually afraid of bullying as a crime when I was writing it and filming it, because I just thought because I presented it to my film teacher back then, and she said, what kind of moral ending is this? Are you teaching people to bully back to bullies? And like, are you like, is this a feedback? And I'm just like, no, I just wanted to have something like, yeah, it's not a good moral ending, but yeah, like it's just fun and it's just comedy, and yeah, like I wanted to just, it was my imagination when I was younger. Bullying as a crime is just an expression of what I thought when I was young as a child. Like, oh, I wish my family was in a mafia so then I could take revenge on my bullies, sort of thing. It's just like a child's imagination. That's what I was kind of getting at in bullying as a crime. So like, what I wish, and just like having cupcakes that are drugged, and then having them teach a lesson in the backyard, sort of thing.
Yeah.